Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. Hearthstone Masters Tour More and Disorder is well underway. 2 days of the Masters Tour has now been played, there's one more day coming tomorrow, and there's some pack drops available on YouTube, so you can get 2 packs from Castle Natria by watching this. There's still some more time left to watch the live tomorrow. Obviously you can't watch the recordings, you have to watch it live to get those pack drops. But in this video, I want to take a look at some of the most successful off-meta decks that people brought to this tournament. First of all, this is a deck that I have really been waiting for, and Panacea brought this kind of deck to the tournament. I haven't seen exactly this one on the ladder. It's a Control Warrior deck with the full disruption package. So that is kind of what I expect Control Warrior would try to do, because now with Call to the Stand, Theotar, Shadowhunt the Vol'jin, Mutanus the Devourer, Control Warrior just has so much disruption. However, now with on the ladder, Beast Hunter being the main thing, and Beast Hunter pulling some Beast Hunter stuff onto the board, that is generally not a great idea. Beast Hunter doesn't mind too much getting some big stuff pulled onto the board, so yeah, maybe it hasn't worked on the ladder as well as I had hoped, but in tournament setting, Panacea did really well with this one. There's some interesting inclusions as well. Snowed In is here in 2 copies, so that you can stall the game, you can freeze the board, and then Galvangar and Grom give the deck some finishers. So this is the kind of Control Warrior that I thought might see play after the mini set, but maybe depending on what happens with Beast Hunter in the future. Perhaps this could be the recipe for future of Control Warrior. And Sherlock brought this fun-looking Miracle Rogue. It's kind of like, we would usually call this deck Edwin Rogue maybe, but there is no Edwin. Instead, there are 2 copies of Sprint, so bit of an interesting variation. Not an altogether surprising deck as such. Miracle Rogue decks like this do exist, but cutting that Edwin, adding that Sprint is an interesting twist, and Miracle Rogue is not something that you see too much on the ladder anyway. And I have really been trying to find some Warrior decks, and here's another take on Warrior. This is from Ruby. Ruby brought an Enrage Warrior, a Renatal Enrage Warrior, with a whole bunch of card draw, because there's those Acolytes of Pain, of course, there's Crooked Cooks, there's a pair of Well Bonkers in this deck. So Renatal Enrage with a lot of damage-based card draw seems pretty interesting concept. I haven't been able to see any stats about this on the ladder, but who knows? You might give it a try if you're really looking for some Warrior decks to play. And here is another interesting one. Holywater brought this Control Paladin. This Control Paladin deck is actually the only deck in this video that I have also been able to find on HS Replay. People are playing this, not much, but a little. But it has some interesting results, over 50% results, so maybe there's something to this style of Control Paladin. It's not the Jailer style Control Paladin. This has Sire Denatrius as the top end finisher. Order in the Court, of course, so that you can draw your Sire Denatrius guaranteed, although obviously then if opponent has Theotar, that might have some nasty consequences. But anyway, another deck that you don't see that much on the ladder, even though this specific list does have some enthusiasts already. And this one is probably more of a tournament deck than a ladder deck, but Sialed brought an alignment druid and did really well with that. Yeah, Celestial Alignment. Now it only affects the player who plays it, makes their cards cheap, reduces their mana crystals, doesn't affect the opponent, but still seems playable at least in tournament setting. Alignment Druid was always better in tournament setting than on ladder, so maybe we shouldn't read too much into it, but if you really like Druid and you really like Celestial Alignment, maybe you can give this a spin on the ladder as well. And finally there is this one. xBlyzes brought a Renatal Phylactery Warlock. So Phylactery Warlock sees some minor play on the ladder, not a whole lot of it, but a version with Renatal doesn't see that much play, and a version with Denatrius on top doesn't see even that much play. So a bit of a different take on this well-known combo archetype. So that's 6 most interesting decks that we're seeing in Masters Tour this weekend. Whether they are viable on the ladder, well, Paladin deck is the only one that has statistics on the ladder, and it is around 50%, so you might take that out for a spin. And as for the others, maybe you can give them a try if you really like these classes, if you really like these archetypes and just haven't been able to find the right deck for you in this current meta. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.